Yo, what up, what up, what up, and welcome back to Pnoid News. Man, listen, all right, I got a banana story for y'all today. Yo, it involves like everything, all right? So, you know, I'm not absolutely opposed to an infrastructure bill, right? Because I like the idea of like bridges, tunnels, roads, water mains, electric power grid, like putting high speed internet out to people in the rural areas, things of this nature. I don't have any problem with any of this mentality, right? As a whole, right? I think it's a good idea. I think it's something that we should do as, a civilization, right? But let me keep this a buck with you. There's some stuff going on that I think we need to have a conversation about. Now, Harold Shackelford, right, and a couple of these other dudes have been posting up this stuff. These conspiracy theory guys, right? But I'll be honest with you. I went searching to stand here and disprove his theory, and I found out it's much worse than he thinks. This is fucking crazy. And, like, legit, I'm not sure exactly how to put all this to y'all. So I'm gonna put it out here. I'm gonna read you a little bit of this, and then we're gonna I'm gonna stand here and move on. All right. So, Senate infrastructure bill seeks to make breathalyzers interior cameras mandatory. The U.S. Senate is currently considering a $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill that's primarily targeting the ailing highway system, with tens of billions left over to spend on advancing the nation's EV charging infrastructure, incorporating more eco-friendly modes of public transportation. But there's also some really kooky shit that you need to be made aware of before this passes into law. This is from TTAC, Truth About Cars, right? So, along with new regulations that would mandate the inclusion of collision detection systems and automatic emergency braking, where the call calls your bluff and applies wheel stoppers independently of your actions, provisions have been made that would also require some kind of in-car breathalyzer. The stated aim is to reduce incidents of drunk driving. However, the proposed system may also include driver monitoring cameras, totally undermining any nobility the cause might otherwise have had. All right, so let me put this like this, right? With me being a trucker, right? I've actually worked for probably 4 or 5 companies that had driver-facing cameras. Insurance companies love this shit. That's where that comes from. You know what I'm saying? Legit. Insurance companies, basically with the price of cars going up, right, as a whole, what's happening is that these companies are having to pay for more and more expensive vehicles. So therefore, they're trying to stand here and put the onus on you and go, oh, it's driver error, and not have to like hammer out stuff in court because say like you were texting or broads on her makeup going down the road, somebody's high, whatever the case is. So with that being said, that's what that comes from. Let's talk about the breathalyzer thing because I think it is important. All right, so now this is an article actually from my local news affiliate. The marijuana breathalyzer is here. Next up, a breathalyzer to catch people infected with COVID-19. This is weird, right? Legit. The same company debuting a marijuana breathalyzer this year is now set to use that same technology to develop a breathalyzer for COVID-19. And this is from March of 2021. Well, basically April 29th. Right, Hound Labs isn't stopping to celebrate the upcoming debut of its marijuana breathalyzer that's set to hit the market across the nation later this year. It's already launched into its next breathalyzer, one to catch people infected with COVID-19. Hound Labs created the COVID-19 breathalyzer based on the same exquisitely sensitive technology platform that we use for Hound marijuana breathalyzers is coming to market later this year. Dr. Mike Lynn, the CEO of Hound Labs. Lynn said that the endeavor started as a project to detect pneumonia, but when the pandemic hit, the company shifted its focus to COVID-19. We developed the COVID-19 breathalyzer because our belief, and this was last winter and spring when the pandemic was just started, we believed that COVID-19 had to be spread via breath. It didn't make any sense in the prevailing wisdom that it would spread through droplets on a doorknob or on a plate or a package or something like that. It could spread it so widely and so quickly, he said. Lynn said the COVID-19 breathalyzer is not yet ready for market. It still needs to undergo a clinical trial. Well, here's the thing, right? So I looked up Hound Labs, right, to go and see what's going on, right, as far as stuff's concerned, right? And so they also have this marijuana breathalyzer, right? Hound Lab detects COVID-19 in breath using ultra-sensitive technology. The Hound Lab's modified the Hound marijuana breathalyzer to detect the SARS-CoV-2 in May 2020. The company confirmed that aerosolized particles containing the SARS-CoV-2 virus can be measured in breath, even when subjects are asymptomatic. The ability to detect the SARS-CoV-2 virus in breath may help to unravel many of the mysteries surrounding the super spreader events. This is just plain ridiculous, right? So, with that being said, okay, this here is another one. All right, hang on, let me get rid of stupid ads. All right. Taking deep breath in the well-worn tactic and calming daily anxiety. Now with Singapore's approval of a breathalyzer test for COVID-19, a large exhale, right, could help mitigate what is currently one of the world's biggest stressors of all. The country's health services authorities granted provisional authorization to the Breathalyzers Go COVID breath test from Breathalyzers, a local startup spun out of the National University of Singapore, making it the first breath analysis system to receive the go-ahead from the agency. The test comprises a disposable single-use mouthpiece, a breath sampler, and a mass spectrometer. Users exhale into the mouthpiece, and their breath is being collected by the sampler, and captured air is fed into the spectrometer and analyzed using Breathalyzers algorithm, which returns test results in less than 1 minute. The system works by analyzing the volatile organic compounds in each exhaled breath to identify those that the algorithm has been trained and recognized as uniquely associated with the coronavirus. Right. Clinical trials conducted throughout last year found that the breathalyzer achieved a 93% sensitivity and 95% specificity in screening 180 study participants for COVID-19. Though the system can't be processed outside of a formal lab setting and doesn't have to be overseen by the medical professionals, it still must be administered by trained personnel, and the tests are sold for $3.75 to $15, depending on how many are purchased at a time. Now, with this being said, okay, I actually read a New York Times article, which I can't get into, like, because New York Times, like, blocks everything. I hate these people, right? They sat here and they actually said that, like, yo, these New York Times breathalyzer tests, right, the size of like a water bottle, have already been used at concerts, right? And this is important to understand. And the reason why is because of the fact that they are going to bring in tracking and tracing through your automobile. It's worse than what we thought, right? It's not just the fact that they're trying to, do an invasion of privacy and stop you from driving drunk or anything of this nature, right? It's darker than that. Just wanted to put this out here, right? Because I think it's kind of important. You know what I'm saying? That, like, we actually know what's going on. And there's evidence for it. Here you go. I'll leave all the links in the description so anybody can go look up whatever they want to go look up. This is what the deal is as far as stuff's concerned. Spread this far and wide, people. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your boy. Peace.